If you've been following this channel for any amount of time, you know that I have a, shall we say, tenuous relationship with Robinhood. Robinhood has once again proven that it does not care about its customers. Like, really tenuous. The Verge wonderfully called it a nihilistic finance app. And I think they're dead right about that. I don't think that this company is good for society. I think they will gladly profit off of people's ignorance. And so you're probably thinking, why the heck are you buying their stock if you hate the company so much? And we'll go over that moral quandary later in this video. But first, let's talk about why I'm buying it. And to put it simply, I'm buying the stock because I think the business is primed for explosive growth. That's why you make any investment, right? And the only reason I can make that prediction is because I understand the business. And being able to understand a company's business is the first and arguably the most important step in Buffett-style investing. Buffett refers to it as your circle of competence. And Robinhood lands pretty squarely in my circle of competence. And that's because I've spent the past 4 years building a business that is supposed to serve as the anti-Robinhood. Robinhood encourages trading and makes a good bit of money off of it, whereas the company I'm building, Flank, focuses squarely on investing. As I've been building this business, I've learned a ton about the industry and how everyday people like you and me tend to invest. And Robinhood certainly understands this. And they've created an app that does a very good job of tapping into our worst instincts as retail investors. And they've figured out how to make a crap ton of money doing so. And they're getting better and better at it. Their Q4 results for 2024 came in. Revenue's up 58% year over year. And their net income is up 361% in the last year. And that's because Robinhood has created a gambling app that is masquerading as an investing app. And I'm not just pulling this out of my ass either. If you go to their annual report, which I covered in a recent Flank post, you can see that the primary way they make money is through selling options contracts. You can see here that they made $760 million in 2024 off of options, which is a 50% gain, and it represents 26% of their overall revenues. Experts agree, options are a terrible way for everyday investors like you and me to make money. Research from MIT shows that retail investors lose money hand over fist by trading options. But you know who's not losing money? Robinhood. And they're only finding more and more innovative ways to tap into our worst instincts. They recently announced events predictions, which is literally gambling. You can now bet on March Madness results directly in the Robinhood app. And they're going to continue to open up these events prediction markets to more and more events. Soon you'll be able to gamble on just about anything. And gambling makes a lot of money for the house. If we look at other comparable gambling apps, like DraftKings, for example, that business is currently worth $19 billion and has a trailing 12-month revenue of $4.77 billion. Or we could look at Flutter Entertainment, which is the largest gambling company. They have a TTM revenue of $18 billion and have a market capitalization of almost $50 billion. And that's worth more than Robinhood right now, which is currently worth $42 billion. But Robinhood also has a wealth management and an investing arm behind it. So I'm buying the gambling app, and then I'm getting their investing ecosystem basically for free. So yeah, even though I don't think this is good for society, I can't really fault Robinhood for doing this, and it really isn't immoral given Robinhood's mission. They state that they're on a mission to democratize finance for all. They aren't saying they want to help people make good investing decisions. They're happy to hand a machine gun over to a toddler. So the business is going to continue to generate more and more money as an unregulated casino. But then they also do have a legitimate business around investing. It's just not the primary way they make money. And why, if you do use Robinhood, you should be very cautious. Charlie Munger says, "Show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome." They are going to try to encourage you to make bad investing decisions. And that will hurt you. That will hurt you very much so in the long run. But on the investing side of Robinhood, they're actually making a lot of big moves that I think will create a really good offering for retail investors. They have good technology chops, and they create wonderful design. One of the big ways they're doing this, they call in their annual report, is that they're trying to break more and more into the wealth management business. They announced about a month ago that they're planning to acquire Trade PMR, which has $40 billion in assets under management. So they're diving deeper and deeper into the wealth management space. And this could be a really great segment for them to break into. If you couple their technology chops with a legitimate RIA, and then you sprinkle in some AI, you could have a really good outcome. I do wonder how they'll manage a fiduciary responsibility to their customers while also promoting gambling, but that's not really my problem to solve right now. But yeah, I do think they're making big moves into the robo-advisor space. And the leading robo-advisor company is called Betterment. They have an estimated revenue of $153 million in 2023. They're not public, so it's a little difficult to get a precise number. But Robinhood is already installed on so many devices. They have 25.2 million funded customers. I could easily see them sending a push notification that they can be your robo-advisor for X amount of dollars per month. And I could see a lot of retail investors taking this offer. The company has a pretty good brand rating. They're currently ranked number 36 in banking and financial services brands, and they have 72% customer loyalty. And I could see that continuing to get better as the company grows into this space, so long as they don't try to pretend to be something they're not. And based off of watching tons and tons of interviews with their CEO, Vlad Tenev, I believe they're going to break their customers into two spaces: the gamblers and the actual investors. And they're going to extract a lot of money off of the gamblers. And they're offering more and more solutions. They recently announced Robinhood Legend, and they've said that they want to be the #1 trading platform. And they call this out specifically. In their annual report, they gave us exactly what their growth strategy is. They want to win the active trader market, which I believe they're being a little insidious. What they really mean by that is the gamblers market. But they're introducing a 24-hour market. They're the first ones to do that. And then they have Robinhood Legend, which is going to be the premier platform for retail investors doing active trading. And then they're planning to expand internationally as well. They're basically only in the US right now, and they're pushing into the UK, but then they want to go global. So yeah, I believe they're going to have their cash cows as the gamblers, but then they're going to build a legitimate business for people who want to just invest passively or invest a little bit more intelligently. So how am I getting over this moral quandary of investing in Robinhood while also trying to build the anti-Robinhood? And first off, I believe that people who want to gamble should be able to gamble as long as it's legal gambling, right? I do think the company will build a legitimate, good business. It won't be a very profitable business, but I do believe that they will take care of those who don't want to do dumb things. But why am I voting with my capital to facilitate more gambling? Is there something wrong with that? And we covered that in really big detail in a previous video, which we'll link to at the end. But the quick punchline of that is I turned to the greatest investor of all time, Warren Buffett. And we found an old clip of him and his longtime partner, Charlie Munger, discussing at an AGM whether or not they would buy a cigarette company's stock. And Buffett basically makes the case that there's a difference between owning a company's stock and being a part of the direct manufacturing of the product. There's a little bit more nuance to his answer, so again, we'll link it at the end. It's worth a watch. But yeah, I believe Robinhood is on a surefire path to becoming a finance super app. And I believe that the company will be worth a lot more than it's currently worth in the next 10 years. Is it a little bit of a cynical hedge? Yeah, but those who want to gamble are going to gamble. And hopefully, once they lose money and they don't get completely dissuaded from investing, they'll come find us at Flank. And just like Charlie Munger says, it is always way better to learn from someone else's pain than going through it yourself. So for those who want to learn how to make money investing and not trading in stocks, Flank is here for you. You can learn more about what we're doing in the description below. And if you're an absolute beginner, no worries. We have a course that I distilled everything I know about Buffett, which includes everything he's written over the past 60 years, and I distilled it into a 2.5-hour course. And it's included for free as part of your Flank membership. So in sum, I will be taking a position in Robinhood. I'm going to start this one out small. One of the things I've learned that I need to work on investing is I kind of just pull the trigger once. I'm going to actually dollar cost average into this one. But I could see my position getting built up pretty significantly. But any positions I take, I'll make sure to cover them inside the Flank app and inside of our free Discord, which there'll be a link in the description as well for that. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. And if you want to check out the earlier video we made, which we deep dove Buffett's response to buying the cigarette company, you'll see that over my shoulder right now. And we'll see you in the next one.